Hello, everybody out there. Welcome to episode 182, where Doreen and I will be discussing how divorce can be a perfect time for a body reset. So if you are ready, let's get started. Hi, Doreen. How are you?
I'm great.
Looking good as always. Very beautiful. Wow.
Aw, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
Got a cavity. Body reset.
Body reset.
I think divorce is the perfect time to think about a body reset.
That's right. That's what we're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. But I think I want to explain that it's not just about, what your body looks like and your health, but it's also about, using exercise and health and nutrition to reduce stress, feel better, like get those
The
dopamine,
endorphins,
all that going. So let's talk, why don't we start first with talking a little bit about how, or if you used health exercise when you were going through your divorce.
Well, when I was going through my divorce, it was already my lifestyle. I had spent many years in the martial arts, teaching the martial arts, training in the martial arts, and it wasn't if I wanted to go, I could go. It was something that I was there, it was part of my job, it was part of my lifestyle. So not that I didn't enjoy it, I loved every moment of it, but the lifestyle of a martial artist was something I had already experienced. So the fitness, the mental, the emotional, the goal setting, the discipline was already a part of my life.
Right, so the body reset, your body was already reset.
Well,
I mean, think about when you were going through your divorce, because you were studying martial arts, that was your career at the point. Eventually you owned 2 martial arts schools.
yes.
And so when you were going through the divorce, that was just part of what you did on a daily basis because it was part of your job.
Correct.
So you weren't even thinking about it.
I wasn't thinking about it,
exercise.
but we were always practicing the principle of kanai, which is constant and never-ending improvement. So even though you're at a level of fitness, you're always working to improve yourself.
Yeah, I think when you're going through divorce or any challenging time, getting your body up and moving is really important, right? You
Very
didn't
important.
even realize that you were doing it. You probably had this effect on your mental state during the divorce that you didn't even, in stress and all that, because I know you were working hard, physically.
Yeah, I mean, there were still days that I didn't feel like even going to work
Of course.
or working out with the team, but it wasn't an option. I knew what would happen if I didn't go.
Yeah.
I would have been beat up. But anyway,
Literally.
yeah.
Literally sparred with.
Right. So I had to spar with the head guy. But I used a lot of the sparring to get rid of my tension and my stress.
Yeah, true.
And maybe.
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that end.
Well, no.
That would not be good, because by that point, what degree were you?
3rd degree by then.
Okay, now you're
4th degree.
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think back when I was going through my divorce. I think that for me, exercise, having some kind of exercise regiment plan was always part of who I was as long as I can remember. I mean, in our family and with the kids, as we know, physical activity is just built into part of what we do as a family.
Right. And Sam is an ex-NFL football player, and so you still are in a family of athletes.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, Megan playing D1 volleyball and all that. So, and we've just always been like that. So I'm pretty sure that I was probably, I'm trying to think back, still doing my exercise program, but I know myself well enough to probably speculate that I wasn't giving it my all. And I probably at certain times felt it was better to just stay under the covers or just not go to work out. Because you know what? It's like, it's so easy not to do it. We're going to talk more about that later in the episode and how we can kind of realize when, that primitive brain is taking over.
Well, I also think that because I had to do it, I almost didn't appreciate that I was doing it.
Right. True.
So in other words, I may have not been getting okay, another class here. I didn't really
Right.
get the endorphins, didn't get the emotional benefit that I was allowing or not allowing to give myself
Yeah.
because I was kind of used to it.
Well, let's talk about a little bit about what we're doing now
Mm-hmm.
as far as our own, health, wellness, and physical activity.
16 beautiful years later.
Well, since we've been married, yes, I guess that's what you're referring to.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, first of all, we work out separately. We do a lot of things together, everything from, obviously as a couple, and we do spend a lot of time together, I think, as far as couples go, but in working together and all that. But our activities are different.
Right.
And that's on purpose because our physical abilities are different.
Definitely.
I'm definitely a lot stronger than you.
Absolutely.
No, I'm certainly not stronger than you, but because I have.
But I got all the brains.
And the beauty.
And the beauty.
And the beauty. No, but seriously, so for me, I don't have a lot of the ailments that you have. Knock
Right.
on wood, right? You've had what, 3 back surgeries?
4 back surgeries, a shoulder surgery, and
Yeah.
of course a brain surgery now.
Yeah, and you're dealing with Parkinson's and all of
yeah.
that. So I have been blessed in the sense, knock on wood, that I haven't. Although I just found out I have osteoporosis in my right hip, which I kind of knew something was going on.
Been for a while.
Yeah, because it hurts.
Yeah.
But I do pretty intense vigorous yoga. And I love yoga for me personally because I find that for 1 hour, I usually do what they call a flow 60 minute class where it's really vinyasa and it's fast. And I like it because, first of all, I'm getting a huge workout.
Well, you forgot something. It's hot yoga.
It's hot yoga.
Yeah,
It's
hot yoga.
It's heated, so you're burning a lot of calories. And I like the heat.
Yes.
I think it's
Good
very
for your body.
cleansing for me. But I also like that yoga because it's that mindset and the breath. And for me, I'm focused on the next move and my posture and getting my what I'm supposed to be doing, like trying to make it as best as I can do for that day. So I'm not thinking about all the other crap going on. I'm forced to think about my breath and the posture. So I love yoga because of that, because of all the things it gives me. I also do weight training, which I kind of fell off a little bit because we were traveling. Not that it's an excuse, because I will get right back into it. But I like weight training because I feel like it's a good balance.
Right.
And I also, for me personally, I've done a lot of research on this, as you get older and how you lose muscle. I think it's important to have flexibility, that's a yoga, and to have the muscle growth, right?
I agree.
Maintaining muscle. We also started doing pickleball.
We have tried the pickleball and we're not giving it up.
No, we're not good though. I'm gonna say we suck at it.
Well, you can say that, but every day when we get a little bit better and I go, where did that come from?
Yeah.
And you're very, very surprising at times. So I think the more we
Every
play.
so often I get lucky.
Well, sometimes we create our own luck. And I think that eventually we'll get better.
No, we will. Like, we already started getting better. So I think it's important to know, what are you doing for exercise now?
Well, I like the weight training as well. It's very important for my body, my
Yes.
Parkinson's, and,
Yeah.
and my height to maintain that structural alignment and maintain muscle.
Yeah.
Of course, we could always talk about the nutrition that comes along with that, with the protein. That's very important.
Well, just macros in general, right?
Yeah, but I also I don't do the hot yoga. I do the nice and air-conditioned yoga.
Yeah.
Very nice to you.
Yes.
But what I like about yoga, which is very similar to martial arts, is that it is a blend of the mental and the physical.
Yeah, I agree with
I
you.
mean, yes, it is different where you're getting strength and you're getting also flexibility, but when you're getting a physical workout with a mental benefit, then it almost kind of doubles your exposure. Two for the price of one.
2 for price of
You got it,
one.
yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because having, represented people through divorce for as many years as I have, there's this little kind of joke. It's called the divorce diet. A lot of times I see people lose a lot of weight very quickly, which is always to me concerning as their lawyer. Well, because I'm watching them physically, like I see the weight, coming off, and I worry that they're losing weight very quickly. And is it stress related? Is it hormone related? Is it, they're just not eating and taking care of themselves? Sometimes they need to lose weight, and that's a good thing. Other times, but more often than not, I see the loss of weight. I do see people sometimes gain weight during divorce, but not as often. I think that has to do probably with buffering.
Buffering.
Yeah, so a lot of people like to eat when they're upset, stressed, angry, all the negative emotions. They eat to push down their feelings. They eat because it's a dopamine hit. We talk a lot about buffering in other episodes. So I think being aware where you are in your divorce journey and what that means to you and your diet, your health, your body reset, your exercise program. Be aware, like, am I really taking good care of myself? Am I getting my exercise in? Am I eating healthy? You really need that now when you're going through this time, more so than ever. I think our bodies, of course, are so resilient, and we're not experts on this, but the human body is amazing the way it can really take you through very stressful situations, right? But let's take care of it. Let's take care of that.
Well, you can imagine that, once a divorce is over and you meet this amazing woman of your dreams, you want to be in good shape, you want to be healthy, you want to be physically fit, and there are some benefits to fitness during the divorce.
I think that's common, right? I think a lot of people going through divorce or a breakup are thinking, what do I look like? Like, look at over here, I need to lose a few pounds, or maybe, work on this jiggle jaggle over here, or whatever it's called.
Jiggle jaggle?
Jingle.
Jingle jangle.
I don't know, but
okay.
It
jiggles.
It jiggles.
Yeah.
So that's also something that can motivate you.
Yeah. But also the other thing, as far as when we go back to the endorphins, when you're going through a hard time of such as divorce or any kind of stressful event in your life, the endorphins that you feel during a fitness, during an exercise, just it's priceless.
It's priceless.
What it can do.
I have to tell you, I was so stressed coming back from Italy, in the sense of I love travel, but I also love being home and I love my routine. I'm kind of a creature of habit in a lot of ways.
Aren't we all?
Well, I think some people more so than others, but I was a little stressed. And I remember going to that first class after we got back, and I didn't want to go. I was like, I have so much to do and catch up on and like unpack. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to go. In the middle of the yoga class, I was like, I think I might have said it out loud. Thank you, God. Like, I am here and I am so enjoying this and I so need this, right?
We did get our steps in, though.
We did get our steps in when we were traveling. The other thing is when you are in your workout mode, right, or doing exercise and you come back, even though you may not have wanted to go and you were battling with yourself to get you there, how many times do you say, that definitely wasn't worth it?
Right.
It always makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Right?
I think you asked that to me this morning. How often do you feel bad after a workout?
Right.
And I'm like, that was a weird way of asking it, but it was definitely a slap in the face to say you always feel great.
Yeah, you might feel fatigued,
better.
You might feel tired, you might feel like you pushed your body physically. But I think emotionally, well, that's the endorphins, right? That's the dopamine. But you're feeling better psychologically. So come on, you're going through divorce. You got to do whatever you can to get yourself in that best possible, mental state and physical state.
It's kind of a no-brainer, isn't it?
It's kind of a no-brainer. But I think the divorce is a perfect opportunity for this body reset, right?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the social and the community part of working out.
Yeah,
fitness.
there's lots of different things, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few. Let's first talk about, you want to find a place that you want to be at.
Right.
You want to, find the type of place
Workout.
you want to be at.
Yeah, the kind of exercise program that is good for you. I talk about yoga, you talk about weight training, we talk about pickleball. They all have various aspects of other parts that they bring to the equation, which are outside the physical part of it.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by that? Like pickleball is so social,
Yes.
right? It's like all the what do they call it? Like
Competitive
no,
people.
I'm talking about like right now it's like so popular,
Oh, yeah.
right? So there's so many of these open play clubs and various community places and clubs and private
Tournaments.
clubs and tournaments that you can go to, and you can get that physical activity in, learn a new sport, a new thing, and meet people.
I was going to say,
Right?
make a new friend, meet people.
Meet people, maybe even meet somebody that, is romantic in nature, right?
You never know.
But if you're not ready for that, you can also just, join a gym and do your own thing. Go work out and put your headphones on and kind of be in your own zone. So I think it's important to realize, like, what are you really looking for, not just physically, and mentally, but also socially.
Yeah, and if you want to try yoga, for an example, and you're maybe a little intimidated by a yoga joint or whatever it's called, because they can be a little intimidating.
Well, yeah, some places are quite overwhelming,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Maybe you can find a yoga in the park or
Yeah.
something a little bit less intimidating, a little less, or a little bit more inviting.
The other thing is the support that you get from just being in a community.
Mm-hmm.
You can build a community, right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I go to my yoga classes, even though I don't really have a lot of social interaction, like you get on your mat, you say hello to a few people. Of course, your yoga instructor is there, but there's like this sense of community that you're all there with a common interest.
Smell.
Yeah, it's get a little smelly in there. We've got yoga, and some people just don't understand what the word deodorant is or stuff like this. But anyhow, no, I'm being serious.
Yeah,
Or I
I need
was
to go
just-
there.
but no, it's not bad. It's not bad. But yeah, it's a sense of community, right? Sense of community, which I think is always important when you're going through divorce.
Well, I also think that, I guess I can call you a yogi. When you're a yogi and you're around another yogi, there's that sense of what you're going through and what you're doing
Yeah.
that already makes you kind of bonded,
Yeah.
and there may be a friendship or so developing in the future, whatever,
Absolutely.
but, you go there, 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, I want to talk about something. I'm going to go into the weeds.
Go ahead.
How come people don't want to talk to anybody anymore?
It's your weed, go ahead.
I know. It's like I try to say hello to people.
Yeah.
As I'm putting my mat down, and this yoga place is very crowded generally. So like you're literally what? I don't know, and
Inches
a
away.
foot
Away.
from the next mat, and it's like people just don't want to look at anybody anymore. I really try to say hello to people. I don't know. I guess that's an episode for another day.
The best thing I could say is don't give up.
Yeah.
It's not
fun.
you.
I think it's social media, but
Could be.
I think people live in their phones. It would be nice for us to have a non-cell phone day. I was thinking.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Let's talk about support.
No, you want to talk about support? Go ahead.
Well,
Support.
I think that support is important, that you have someone or you try to find someone that can meet up with you or
Workout buddy.
Workout buddy or goal buddy to help you show up.
Absolutely.
If I know that you're at the gym waiting for me
You're probably
and
gonna
I
go.
have to be there, I'm definitely going to go.
Yeah,
And I'll probably be on time as well.
I think that that's true.
Yeah.
Accountability. Also, let's talk about being like kind to yourself and realistic, right? So there's this cumulative effect. A lot of people know the concept, but with working out, it's a cumulative effect, right? You're not going to go pump iron and you might get a little bit of a pump in and your biceps are showing more, but the bottom line is it takes time and consistency and all the things. So look, if you can only give yourself 15 minutes in a given day to go work out, instead of saying, no, it's only 15 minutes, say, yeah, it's 15 minutes of that cumulative effect. So be
makes
realistic with your time, and don't fault yourself and be okay with, I can do 15 minutes. I had an aha moment on that because I was of the belief that, I've got to go in. This is when I was doing more of the weight
I
training.
remember
And I've got
that
to
aha moment.
I've got to hit this body part and that body part. And I've got to do this many, sets and this many reps and all the things, but I can't fit that into my schedule. And then one day I just said, but so what? If I can go for 15 minutes or a half an hour and I can't do an hour, I'll get half of the workout in, or I'll get, I was like, yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Better than nothing.
The other thing I had an aha moment is when you're thinking about it's a cumulative, maybe that's why people don't work out as much as they should, or as many people work out as they should, because they don't see the results right away. And we're so instant gratification
we're impatient, aren't we?
society right now that it takes months to get in shape.
It does.
Years to really see a difference in the mirror. And if they don't see it after a few days, they're like,
Give up.
It's not working.
I know, but it does work. I mean, we're proof of it.
Well,
just look at me. I'm just kidding. I'm like the epitome of.
Everybody just went to YouTube right now. But
no, but it does work out.
It does. But I think if you are not in the shape that you would like to be in,
right,
look at the workout as the mental benefits, as the intrinsic benefits, and what you're getting at it for you.
Yes.
Not for somebody else.
Right.
And I think that might keep you on a little more motivated track.
I agree with you. Now let's talk about the primitive brain.
Okay.
And working out the body reset.
I'm thinking about the primitive brain right now.
Yeah. Why?
Just seeing how good you look. Hey.
Well, I say that because what's going to happen is you're going to now think about, hopefully this episode, you're going to think about what steps am I going to take to body reset, right? How much weight do I want to lose? How do I want to get in shape? What exercise program is best for me? Hopefully you're going to do all that, right? That's why we're here for you. We're hoping that you get motivated. But then what's going to happen is you're going to do all the things. You're going to get everything set up. Maybe even go as far as like me, put it on your calendar. And then that time is going to come tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock where you plan to get up. Get up a little earlier and go to the gym. Right?
Those covers are so good.
And then you're gonna wake up and it's raining outside.
It's cold in the room.
And it's nice and cold in the room, and you're feeling all cozy, and maybe you didn't sleep so well, and you're thinking, yeah, I could just do this later. Or you know what? I'll start tomorrow. Or I'll go after work. And guess what happens?
It doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. That's your primitive brain. It might also say I have a lot of work to do, the kids need me, all the other justifications. That's your primitive brain. Recognize that, trying to get you out of doing the hard things. But we have our prefrontal, our thinking human brain that can say, wait a second, primitive brain, I expected to see you this morning at 6 a.m. And I knew you were going to come visit with me and tell me all the things and reasons why I should give up my workout, but I'm not going to listen to you. So just recognize that. Just recognize when your primitive brain is taking over. I like to put it on my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I do that.
Yes, and you follow it.
I follow it, because then I feel guilty if I don't.
Right.
And then I also like to take my clothes out the day before. And say, this is what
workout clothes.
Yep. And if I'm going to work out, and let's say I'm going to bring a yoga mat, I have all that ready to go, right? So set yourself up for success. Okay, what else?
Well, I think that when you talk about your primitive brain and the prefrontal cortex, it's almost like that angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and they're battling back and forth with you, and you have to choose your battles.
You have to choose your battles.
Choose your battles.
But you control it. And today's word is just do it anyhow. Even though you don't want to, just get up, define what that body reset looks like for you, and just do it. Just make it happen. And understand, again, it's a cumulative effect. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to help with stress. It's going to help you to get out of the house. It's going to help you to make a community. It's going to help you to what?
Just feel better.
You know, feel
Just
better. So there's so much positive.
Why body reset? Why do we call it body reset?
You tell me.
Well, I think the reason I like the term body reset is allowing your divorce to restart your goals, restart your life, begin anew.
Right.
And when you have goals, most people's goals, I would think, especially New Year's, are of the physical.
Especially what?
New Year's.
New Year's?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, people, their New Year's goals are to get in shape, you know, get healthy and get into the gym.
Well, why wait to New Year?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it now.
Do it now.
Let's do it right now.
Well,
As a matter of fact, let's everybody get off the podcast and go get your gym clothes on and let's go.
let's go to the gym. Ty, we're going to the gym. All right, everybody. Well, on that note, I think we'll go change into our workout clothes and go for a nice walk.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Listen, have an amazing day. Be kind to yourself and others. And remember, you too can have
An amazing life.
after divorce.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for more empowering content, tips, and inspiration to help you thrive after divorce. And if you're ready to take the next step in your journey, don't miss out on our free 30-minute coaching session. It's a great opportunity to get personalized guidance and support for wherever you are in your divorce journey. Just visit the link in our description to book your appointment.